You're listening to Independent TV 7. Kindly click on the like button and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Independent TV 7. Also, don't forget to click the bell icon to get more notification. Thanks for watching. Yeah, how United Nations has involved itself in the case of Nnamdi KANU as it makes 4 human rights requests to the federal government. The leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra is currently in detention at the facilities of the Department of State Service and Security DSS as he is facing a 7-count charge slammed on him by the federal government of Nigeria. I recall that he was initially facing trial after which they said he jumped bail, due to how he fled Nigeria before in 2017 and fled abroad. However, the United Nations through the Committee Against Torture and the United Nations Human Rights Committee has involved itself in the trial of Nnamdi KANU as it reacts to the information United Nations received from some sources on the allegations of enforced disappearance, arbitrary detention, torture, and ill treatment on Nnamdi KANU. Hence, the United Nations has made 4 explicit human rights requests to the federal government of Nigeria. Number 1, that the federal government should explain the initial steps it took to safeguard the rights of KANU in compliance with international instruments. Number 2, according to the United Nations, that the federal government should provide detailed information with regards to the current state of health of Nnamdi KANU while he is still in detention. Number 3, that the federal government should provide detailed information on how Nnamdi KANU was extradited to Nigeria. 4, that the federal government should ensure that Nnamdi KANU has access to medical facilities required for his health conditions. It is good to understand that these 4 requests made by the United Nations through the Committee Against Torture and the United Nations Human Rights Committee are based on the fundamental human rights of Nnamdi KANU. The United Nations is taking adequate measures to ensure that the fundamental human rights of Nnamdi KANU are respected despite his in detention. Hence, it is good that the federal government as a matter and a member of the United Nations to provide this information so that Nigeria as a country would continue to be seen as a nation that opposes the fundamental human rights of an individual. My people, you are listening. That is what we have been saying, that since we are under the body and organization like United Nations, ECOWAS, and African Union, thereabout, there are some laws that should, be guiding Nigerian citizens or any country that is, that is a member of this so-called international organization or international community. Well, according to so many of Nigerians, and supporters of IPOP and indigenous people of Biafra, the comments which says some people are just of the opinion by saying the United Nations is very stupid. If they are serious, tell them to send their representatives to police and other security agencies, not KANU is a terrorist. Okay, according to this person says KANU is a terrorist. One man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. Well, better late than never. United Nations on the right track to the needful and do the needful. There's every need to expose any impunity and chances thwarting justice, especially on human rights violation. When school dropouts come to power by force to rule a place, the middle name of such a place becomes a shame in all ramifications. United Nations, you're trying, but you also have to know and put into consideration that Nigeria Fulani Malu where they work out for express know the year car on. So like Oga help complete their missing words. Luther continue. Okay. This is to prove that all the Nigerian SANs, SAN, which is the Senior Advocate of Nigeria, and lawyers have quota education or quota system, and shame on all of them. You abducted someone from other country without proper extradition. Yes, the United Nations has charged the federal government of Nigeria to provide those information how Nnamdi KANU was extradited and also how Nnamdi KANU was detained due to his arrest. And all what they've done to Nnamdi KANU by saying Nnamdi KANU jumped bail, what led to him to have jumped bail, which I have also read the other time. It seems it's the number number 2 thereabout, that the federal government should provide detailed information with regards to the current state of health of state of health of Nnamdi. As just that what they said, that the federal government should provide detailed information on how Nnamdi was extradited. The federal government should explain initial steps it took to safeguard the rights of Kanu in compliance with international instruments. They said Nnamdi Kanu jumped bail. Well, what warranted, or what made him jump that bail is what they have also asked. So, like I said, come 2023, with impunity or with whatever you have sown, I believe Buhari, Malami, and so on, and the co-authors of his administration that they call themselves Kingsmen, would definitely be dealt with. ICC, which is the International Criminal Court, is coming for them. So United Nations is trying to investigate on Nnamdi Kanu's arrest and why he's still in detention, or why would he still remain in the custody of the DSS. You see the reaction of these terrorist men and women that message terrorists and naming freedom fighters terrorists. You writing rubbish. Okay, according to this person, says those that are commenting here, or some that are against Nnamdi Kanu or against justice, they believe they have been paid, or they are just trying to pull people's leg in here just for them to say whatever they have not planned for, or what is wrong for them to say. But the best option is to put Malami the presidency in front of a calf or chariot to pull while Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sit in the chariot. These are vagabonds gallivanting as leaders when they need to be taught a lesson of their life. Illiteracy is like the sin of witchcraft. Okay, this person is thwarting Malami. I've already said this. Most of the positions, this so-called Malami, Garba Shehu, Lai Muhammad, Femi Adesina, and the likes of the Buhari and co. They are very, very incompetent, or apart from that, they never merited that position. So why would they still remain in that position? Just because we are in democracy, you can venture into politics the way you wish. But the basic truth is that what is really happening in Nigeria is just appalling, and so very, very shameful for we Nigerians to have accepted an illiterate or an unmerited entity like those that call themselves the Kingsmen and Fulani coming to lead us. And the funniest thing is just the president is uneducated, while the vice president is a professor. So don't you see how ironical Nigeria is? Nigeria is doomed. So it is high time United Nations came to Nigerians' rescue at large. And Nigeria as individual, or Nigerians as individual, they are doing well for themselves in international community or in diaspora. But when it comes to the entity called Nigeria, things are not really going down well, and not going down well. I repeat it, repeated saying how United Nations has involved itself. In the case of Kanu, it makes for human rights requests to the federal government.